I know you want to get right to the good news, right to the bad news, find out what it is, what's going on. All I ask you guys to do, hit that like button and we'll get the video going. We will begin with the bad news here on the Ohio State Football Report, keeping you informed on everything going on with Ohio State football. And just as we were wrapping up our day in the office yesterday, more rumblings have begun about Brian Hartline going to Penn State. I know fans don't want to hear this. They don't want to talk about it. You love Brian Hartline. I love Brian Hartline. I think he's been great for Ohio State, a Buckeye through and through. But the facts are, Brian Hartline, as a candidate for Penn State's head coaching job, it's heating up. It's being talked about both in Buckeye Nation and whatever they're called over there, Nittany Lion Nation, Whiteout Nation, whatever they call themselves. As we prepare for a matchup with Penn State, the rumors are red hot right now with Brian Hartline and Penn State. As Nittany Sports Now revealed, Hartline is a candidate. He is on the list. He is being approached by Penn State's athletic department to be the next head football coach of the Nittany Lions. We know their athletic director is talking a lot about needing to take a big swing, right? So Curt Cignetti's out. Some options like Marcus Freeman. Yeah, that's a big swing, but it seems unrealistic. Brian Hartline getting a big name from a competitor that has done a great job, I feel like that's a big swing. I feel like that's something that Penn State really, really would do and wants to do. And the facts are, this is a real conversation. I made a short about this, a smaller video about this 2 weeks ago. A lot of comments about he would never, Brian Hartline wouldn't leave, he wouldn't do that to the Buckeyes. Just pay him more money to stay. Guys, this is a real conversation. It has to be. Brian Hartline is a quality candidate for any coaching job in the country. I understand he hasn't been play calling very long. He's an elite recruiter. He's a well-regarded college football player in general. Knowledge of the sport, a film buff, a wide receiver, junkie, and really an enthusiast recruiting-wise with that sort of thing. Any team is going to consider Brian Hartline for their open head coaching job. I think LSU also could consider Brian Hartline, but we'll stick with Penn State for now. And again, you guys let me know down in the comment section, so I appreciated that from you. Your thoughts on Brian Hartline, why you don't think he's going to leave, or why he could leave, or your feelings on him leaving. So I just want to give my quick hitters on why he would leave and why he wouldn't leave Ohio State. So we begin with why Brian Hartline would leave Ohio State for the Penn State head coaching job. They're putting together some cash for this position, right? They were initially looking at Cignetti. They're looking to get Matt Rule out of Nebraska. They're looking at all these different options. Plus, Penn State gets that fresh Adidas deal. All that Adidas money is coming right in, and they are planning to use it on a head coach. I think they'll offer Brian Hartline a hefty raise. And again, I saw a lot of you guys pay him to stay at Ohio State. You can't pay your coordinators head coaching money. That's just, you can't operate that way. I'm sorry. I know a lot of fans want it to be that way. You can't. You can't do that. The money's going to be there from Penn State, and I think Ohio State's not going to be able to match it for a coordinator position. Next up is the opportunity of it all. James Franklin was hired a while ago. He lasted a while at Penn State. Penn State doesn't look to hire and fire coaches quickly. I don't think in college football in general, the upper tier programs are looking to do that. So I think this job being open at this time is interesting and doesn't happen too often. Hartline definitely has to consider a job like this being open. Again, doesn't happen that much. That kind of goes along with timing. I know it's a chaotic time in college football. Actually, a couple big programs willing to move on from their coaches right now. I don't think that's going to be a common thing in the future. I think teams are learning about the hiring process. So I think this kind of job being open right now, again, I think Brian Hartline has to take advantage of it. And the final part of this, the guy wants to be a head coach. A good head coaching job's open. He wants to be a head coach. I think there's a chance that he says to himself, I want to be a coach right now. I'm ready to be a coach right now. And again, he did interview with West Virginia. I know a lot of you are like choosing to ignore that or don't see that as any sort of important thing. He interviewed for a head coaching job. Now a big, better job is open. I think he's going to consider it. Now, to bring you back down to earth, to relax a little bit, to reassure myself, really, let's get into why Brian Hartline wouldn't leave Ohio State at this time. Absolutely. Loyalty, right? Canton, Ohio, Glen Oak High School, Ohio State University, a Buckeye, even a Cleveland Brown. He's an Ohio kid. He's an Ohio guy. Would love to see that loyalty really stick through him, be with him so he stays with Ohio State, especially it's a Big Ten rival, so he may really feel that. The talent on Ohio State, we know it, right? No other team in the country has the depth of talent that the Buckeyes do right now. I really believe that, especially at the wide receiver position where he works most and is going to operate on offense. He can see the future with Bo Jackson, even with the Tavian St. Clair, Devin Sanchez on defense. I mean, he can see what the Buckeyes have coming. And then, again, opportunity-wise, I know I mentioned opportunity with Penn State. He's closest to the chair for Ohio State's next head football coach, right? To leave is to lose that opportunity to be the next head coach of Ohio State. So if he considers that a dream, a lifelong dream, a goal of his, he's closer to having it than not. I think he would really consider that a big opportunity to leave behind. And again, familiarity, I think that's just a really big deal right now for him, is just being comfortable, knowing things while he's still learning to be a coordinator, knowing the state of Ohio, knowing the Big Ten, knowing what Ryan Day likes. I mean, all of it right now in his position. I think these are great reasons that he would stay at Ohio State and wouldn't leave for the Penn State head coaching job. How are you guys feeling about this? How worried are you about Brian Hartline leaving Ohio State, specifically for Penn State is the discussion today. Scale it for me. Like 1, you're not worried at all. 10, I think he's leaving. I hope he doesn't leave, but I think it's happening. Go ahead and scale it for us down below. I want to let you guys know a little bit about what Ryan Day had to say about something you guys are always chattering about. A lot of Ohio State fans chattering about that right guard position. We continue to hear more and more and more from Ryan Day, but as the Buckeyes get back to action, he commented once again on Tegra Tshabola, Josh Padilla, even Ethan Anianwa. That right guard position, a little bit of a battle going on there, so we'll bring that to you in just a second. Do want to let you guys know this episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. The hard-hitting football action is even better with PrizePicks. The weather might be changing, but the feeling of being right never gets old. So keep the season rolling on PrizePicks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. PrizePicks is the best way to win cash this football season. Which players are going off? Which players are overhyped? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash all season long on PrizePicks. I also try to note to people, PrizePicks, they put their users first, so all withdrawals are fast and secure. They offer Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. That's always important to me. Always important to bring you guys also a lineup here. Producer Aiden got this bad boy set up. Carnell Tate, more on the receiving yards. Time to get Carnell Tate on our card here. 68.5 receiving yards going more. Ethan Grunkenmeyer, meet the Ohio State defense this Saturday. Less on his completions there, 32.5. I liked that one right away. I saw that and liked that. And then more for Julian Sand on the passing touchdowns, 1.5 right now. So, also letting you guys know that with PrizePicks, you download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. The quote from Ryan Day on the right guard competition, his interview yesterday on the radio. We spun those guys this week, got them a bunch of reps, but we'll let it continue throughout the week. Let it be in a right guard battle. We're going to try and make sure we put these guys in the best guys in the game, especially for a game like this. Best chance to win, obviously, something he noted. And I like the part where he says we're confident in both guys. I think that should make fans feel better that, yes, a change could be made, a battle could be happening, but both guys are qualified. So, This is what you guys wanted, is a change at right guard, a battle at right guard. Another good reason to subscribe here. Posted this poll for you all last week. Over 3,000 of you voted on this bad boy. And boy, do you want Padilla. Josh Padilla getting 60% of over 3,000 votes. You want a change at right guard, right? I mean, the evidence is right there. The thing is, I think Ryan Day will give more comments throughout the week, and we'll hear from both guards and maybe other players on this. I don't think we're going to really know till Saturday. However, I think that's going to be really interesting to dissect both in-game. You can check out our watch party, or post-game on our instant reaction and overreaction videos with Ohio State after their matchup with Penn State. So you guys wanted a right guard competition. A lot of you wanted a change at right guard. Let me know one more time your thoughts. Maybe you didn't get in on that poll, or you want to voice your opinion one more time. Choose a right guard. You want to stick with Tegra Tshabola? Type T. You want to flip over to Josh Padilla? Go ahead and type J. So we got more news on the Michigan cheating scandal. It's been years. It continues to be talked about. I know Michigan fans took a lot of pride in the results of what was being brought down from the NCAA. Well, when it did happen just before the season started, actually, I believe it was Texas week that they got their sanctions, or the week before. Sherrone Moore and the university immediately said, we will appeal. We're going to let them know. We're going to make sure that everybody knows that we're fighting this. Well, fast forward to now, both Sherrone Moore and the university have decided they will withdraw their appeals on the NCAA infractions case, that obviously involving the advanced scouting situation. And the thing is, maybe you're tired of talking about this. I'm not really sure. College football fans may be sick of it. But the big thing with this for me, when I see something like this, even something light, like, hey, they're withdrawing an appeal or they're continuing appeal, whatever the news may be, keeps going, keeps being talked about. The Michigan cheating scandal is in the world, reminded the world, talked about once again. Fans are once again, oh, look, Michigan, they're admitting fault, or they're not going to fight it, or they're serving suspensions, on and on and on. It's not going to be forgotten what the Wolverines did over the past few years. And I will add, it's going to keep going, right? When Sherrone Moore has to sit out another game next year and Bip Poggi or whoever is coaching the Wolverines on that Saturday, fans will be reminded again that Michigan cheated, and they're paying for it. And maybe that's light. Maybe that's just a consolation prize. But at this point, I mean, you're going on 3 years talking about this bad boy. Every couple months, something new is brought up about this, and it will continue into 2026. So the Wolverines and the Michigan faithful will have to continue to deal with the allegations, the claims, and the embarrassment of what has happened. Now, let's skip to Saturday. Back to Saturday. Letting you guys know we will have our watch party. Look, this was predicted to be a huge, huge, huge watch party for Ohio State and Penn State. I'm keeping that energy. I still think it's going to be. I don't care where Penn State sits. It's Ohio State, Penn State, noon on a Saturday. I want to see you guys in our watch party. If you've missed one before or you want to stay up to date, make sure you hit that sub button, and I'll see you Saturday.